Devils get the game-winning goal, 2:58 of overtime. Shimon Nemitz from Nico Hischier and Paul Cotter. And on the night before Thanksgiving, the Devils pick up their 15th win of the season, Chico Resch, as they beat the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, and Shimon Nemitz rushed it up the ice, and I'm just watching the highlight here. He could have done a bunch of things, but he's saying, I know he's saying, Matty, the Blues don't see me. They're so concentrating on Nico Hischier going behind the net. They don't see me. He bumps even into Cairo. Cairo still is oblivious to him, and he just goes back door, and what a play. Gets down low. Remember he had the one-timer on his knee in Chicago. Great shot. Here, Matty, the puck is in between his legs, and it's kind of an awkward shot, but he's able to direct that. And, I didn't see him before he got drafted second overall. I didn't see him play like minor in Slovakia or wherever, but that guy must have scored a lot. Now that I see that blossoming, that offense blossoming, I could tell he had it long before he came here, and now it's looking like he's going to be a star.
Shimon Nemitz with the game-winning goal. We're joined outside the Devils' dressing room by Dougie Hamilton, who knows a thing or two about scoring as a blue liner. Dougie, Matt, and Chico, thanks very much for your time.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Always like to hear the insights of the veteran D-man. And so what are your insights? Reflect on this game. It only ended just a short while ago as the Devils come up with the win. But, what happened tonight that you like besides the W?
I got nothing for you. I'm just kidding.
That's the best thing.
We like the humorous side of things, too.
Yeah, I think obviously some good goals. I think penalty kill was huge. We had that 4-minute penalty kill.
Oh, yeah.
Markey had some really big saves, and I thought we played well. We had some good chances, and it was pretty even game though.
It was, Dougie, and I'm always talking from the fans, and they say, okay, well, the forwards really got to help out the D breaking out of their end or take the pressure off them. Can you just tell us, the fans, a little bit of when you're playing in your end, you got the puck, what do you like your forwards to be doing to give you easier outs?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is communication. If guys are talking, then makes it a lot easier. And then sometimes we're trying to play closer together, and sometimes we're trying to spread the zone. So it kind of depends what they're doing. But I think it's just getting to spots quick and makes it easier to make the plays, and when guys want the puck too, then you can give it to them if they're kind of not really ready or whatever. Then it's makes it a little harder.
Well, I tell you, I don't think people realize as they watch the game how important the forwards are to helping the D on the breakout, and that. The talk was coming back off the road. The Devils had to kind of pull it together. Had to be more consistent. I know it's 2 games, and you're not going to play 60 minutes great every game, but these last 2 games, do you feel pretty good about your consistency as a team?
Yeah, much better, I think. We've definitely been really good at home, and I think challenge will be to go back on the road and see if we can continue what we're doing at home. We went on the road trip last week and didn't have our best games, and then came back home and did much better. So I think we just got to try to see if we can get that same game on the road, and that'll be the challenge.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say something now. Home cooking is always good. You are now married, and it's the first Thanksgiving with your wife. What is happening tomorrow? Is she cooking, or are you ordering in, or what are you going to do?
Secret. No, I'm just. She's not here actually, so.
Oh, okay.
But, I'm Canadian, so we had our Thanksgiving
right.
a little while ago, and I don't really celebrate, the holidays too much when we're always playing stuff. So,
yeah,
I think it'll be a holiday for me after hockey, but for now it's just another day.
Well, fair enough. And listen, focus on.
I just want to say this, Matty. There's Canadians listening on this broadcast, so they'll be going, "Yes, Dougie, yes." Tell them about the Canadian Thanksgiving. Good job.
Which is in October, of course.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, it's focused on hockey. There'll be practice tomorrow and then a trip to Buffalo. This is the $64,000 question, though. And Dougie, when you get a chance tomorrow, you got a quiet moment. Look that up. It's an old-time television show, way before me even, all right? So the $64,000 question is this. Maybe it was $100,000, I forget. But at any rate, you talked about having the consistency and carrying it over. Buffalo's next on the road. What is the key to that? Like, why does it sometimes happen? Is it just the nature of hockey?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I mean, that's why you're asking the question. I understand, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if we knew, then we would do it, and
exactly.
But we're definitely trying. So,
and that's why it's the $64,000, maybe the $100,000, maybe it's the $1 billion crypto coin question. I'm not really sure because it's hard to find the answer to it.
Okay, let me just say this, Dougie, because fans are wondering: is it part of it is because the home team, is giving a little bit more? You know what I mean? You can't overlook the home team. Is that part of why it's hard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I can't really tell you. So
hey, you're blowing $64,000. I got it in my pocket. I was going to bring it down to you. Okay.
All right, Dougie. Thanks very much. Entertaining as always, insightful. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you in Buffalo.
Yeah, everyone driving home, drive safe, and happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, from a Canadian, yeah. Thank you, Doug.
Dougie, thank you very much. Dougie Hamilton joining us tonight after the Devils win. He had an assist this evening. He had an assist on the Timo Meier goal. That got the Devils started in their scoring. They fell behind 1-0. The only time they led in this game was when Shimon Nemeth scored.
That's right.
They had no lead time in this game. When they led, the game was over.
That's so true, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's check out some highlights. We'll have more from the Devils' dressing room. We're waiting to hear from Sheldon Keefe, and we are going to rewind the clock to the first period, Chico. And the Devils came out. They had opportunity. St. Louis was popping pucks out all over the place, in front of Binnington, at the side of Binnington, turning it over here, there, and everywhere. But Binnington did his job, and Nico Hischier can attest. Siegenthaler with a soft bump on Robert Thomas, and a loose puck for Dougie Hamilton. Has some room, right wing side. Comes across the line. In deep, please, on the net to save the rebound. Oh, Nico Hischier's denied. It's loose in front and cleared away. What a save by Binnington. He was on fire.
He was, Matty. And if we were wondering, well, he's not having a very good year, that may be the case, but tonight he was brilliant.
Yeah, came in with a mark of 5, 5, and 4. Now 5, 5, and 5. Jordan Binnington. The period rolls on. That was very early, and still early in the game. Bit of a surprise, but St. Louis jumps out to the lead. Here's a drive by Fowler. He scores from the hash marks far side. A big blast from Cam Fowler. His first goal of the season, first goal in 30 regular season games.
Yeah, but he couldn't build off it. He was the one who got beat on the pass on the overtime goal, but he did start the scoring.
Nathan Walker, Logan Mayo with the assists on the goal, and St. Louis at 2:16 had a 1-0 lead. But the Devils kept pressing. However, St. Louis was not going to go quietly, and the man who came up with a big W tonight between the pipes came up huge on Philip Broberg. Here's Thomas. Now for Broberg. Broberg weaves his way through the center circle. Gets it back. He's in deep shots. Hey, Bane by Markstrom. What a give and go there. And it was Jacob Markstrom stopping Broberg. Now, Broberg is not necessarily, he's a decent offensive player, but Markstrom was the better man.
Yeah, when Markstrom's hot like he is, Matty, it's going to take a special goal. The other thing is, Matty, it hasn't been just direct shots that he's seen that have beaten him. And that one, he saw the breakaway coming and moved terrifically to stop it.
The Devils trailing 1-0. Timo Meier, one of the hot Devils, along with Nico Hischier. Well, they combined, and the Devils tie it up at 1. Now it's Pratt in the right wing corner. To the blue line, Hamilton with a shot.
There it is.
Deflects in front, and Meier picks it up and scores. The Devils finally take advantage of a break. They're on the board. We're tied at 1. They had so many breaks going their way, but they weren't able to score until that moment. 3 games, a goal in each of those 3 games for Timo Meier. Nico Hischier deflected that shot from Dougie Hamilton at the point, and at 11:02, the Devils were knotted at 1.
3 goals, but that's not – he's pounding in goals, but more than that, Matty, what else is he doing? He's pounding players.
Mm-hmm.
He even pounded himself as he crashed into the boards. But that's what I like about Timo's game. When he's that physical force, he's intimidating, putting the defenders on their heels, and at the same time he's banging home goals to get his team on their toes. So he's doing it all. Goal
and an assist for Timo Meier. 6 shots, 2 were blocked. He was credited with 3 hits, just an all-around powerful game for Timo Meier, who had this to say after the game.
Timo, that was, one of the things that Sheldon said before the game was just like how tightly contested this is going to be. They don't really give you guys much. It really seemed that that's how things played out. What do you appreciate most about the way your team handled this game?
I think we had a really good start. I liked their first period, even though we were down. But I thought we did a lot of good stuff. Then in the second period, not so much. I think we gave them too many pucks, and they got us hemmed in our zone for too long. But we battled. We kind of, defended well. And then in the third period, I thought we played smart, and then found, I think, special teams too. Our goalie made some big saves, but then special teams too. On the 4-minute penalty, we get a huge kill that obviously gives us some energy. And then at the end, Nico made a really nice play to Nemo to get us 2 points, which are really important points.
In every game there are these small little moments, and what sort of I think back to is that power play where I'm sure at the beginning you guys weren't happy with the way that was going, but you guys stuck with it and kind of let the puck settle down to allow for you guys to score that power
just
play, right?
just trust in each other, that we're even there's going to be mistakes are going to happen, but you just got to the way you react and go with it, and we stuck with it on the power play. Got a puck through, and then Nico did a nice job there slipping it through their goalie, and just like that, we tied the game, and then we're in a good spot at home where we've been really good all year. We feel comfortable at home in front of our fans with a lot of energy. So now we got to take it on the road. We have a lot of potential to get better on the road, so it's a great chance here coming up.
Your skating was very noticeable tonight. Obviously, you scored as well. Just, how are you feeling out there on the ice specifically?
Yeah, feeling good, trying to keep it simple, and obviously use my physicality and speed to go create a lot of loose pucks for Nico and Brader so they can do their stuff. But I think just overall when you need a forecheck, I think it's important that we realize situations where maybe we've had a shift in our zone, we gotta get it down there, forecheck them. So I think just trying to believe in the process and keep building on it.
Were you surprised to see that puck sort of bounce out to you? I know Nico was finishing his route there, and then
yeah, it's kind of just landed perfectly. So, but good job by Dougie getting it through I don't know how many bodies and how it bounced off to me. So, big goal to get us started. But then, like I said, I think the process we stuck with it, and we got rewarded.
How big has Nico been for this group the past few games?
Yeah, huge. Nico, you can count on him every day. He comes, he competes, and it's nice to see him get rewarded with the way he's been playing. So he's obviously massive for our team. So he was a huge part of our win tonight.
Big offensive night for Timo Meier and Nico Hischier. Let's check in with Sheldon Keefe.
More than I should say, but yeah, the guys did a great job. The players out there did a great job. I thought Markey made some really, really key saves on some tough shots through that. But it's the type of thing that obviously can break you. It's pretty disheartening, to get 4 minutes in a tie game like that in the third period. But it also has a trickle effect, right? Because now you also have a number of guys that have been sitting for a long period of time, and they kind of lose their rhythm a little bit. So it takes takes a bunch to kind of get your game back after a kill like that. But credit to the guys, and no, it's the reason why we get through it.
What did you like most about the way your team handled the overtime, and just, you're sort of talking about that same thing, there's little inches there, and then the way maybe Nico kind of drags two opponents to him, leaving that space for Nemo to get in that back.
Yeah, it's we lost the face-off, so we had to defend for a bunch to start with. It's so much happens in that short period of time that you probably forget the key play. I even forgot it till I'm talking about it just now. But we didn't have the puck for a good period of time, and Nico made a great defensive play, physical, separated guy from the puck, and we had it and essentially never lost it again for the remainder of the overtime. And when we it was in between, we got it back real quick. So. Yeah, I liked we handled that a lot. Like I said, the way we worked in the competitive elements of it, but then we were pretty methodical with how we went through it as well. We had our chances, but didn't force it. And great plays all the way around to lead to Nemo's finish.
What more can you say about just the way Nico, continues to always step up? And I don't mean to say that he hasn't been playing well before, but just the way he does take this team on his back in big moments.
Yeah, he's the captain. He's taking on a lot. Obviously, when Jack comes out, you're going to ask a little bit more of him, and he's bringing that. He gets a huge power play goal for us. His line was really good today. Timo gets another big goal for us as well. So just talk about that penalty kill. Nico obviously is a huge part of that as well. So he's touching the game in all regards, and when he's playing real well like that, it obviously serves us very well in terms of getting points.
You just mentioned Timo. What did you see out of him tonight? His skating, his ability. Obviously, he scored the goal. It seems like when he's very engaged like that, it makes it very tough for the opposition to stop you guys from doing what you want to do.
Yeah, I thought he was skating. He was real physical as well. They kind of go hand in hand. When he skates, he's such a big, strong guy that he gets on top players quickly, and the physicality becomes a real factor. He's starting to heat up a little bit here, and that sort of fuels everything, right? You get some confidence and you get going. But yeah, it's great to see. I thought, I guess if I was to describe our overall game as a team, I thought we did. I loved our first period, quite frankly. We're down 2-1 coming out of it, but I just thought we generated a ton of chances. With a little more finish, we're in a real nice spot. And then it's a real hard fought game, second and third. I didn't love our second period, and the third period is kind of felt like both teams were sort of playing to make sure that they didn't lose the point, which seems to be happening a lot around the league these days. But loved how we started the game, and I thought that set us up for success, even though it didn't follow on the scoreboard. I just thought it, showed that we had some juice and could play.
Now, you guys have gone to overtime a number of times, even here, and Nemec obviously has a number of overtime goals. Just what does it do for the team's confidence, knowing that when he's out there or when you guys are out there in overtime, that you know that you've done it and you can do it again?
Yeah, we've got. We've shown it over the years with our special teams and such like that. We become real dangerous when you take players off the ice. You take it's 5-on-4, even a 4-on-5. We're a dangerous team offensively. 4-on-4, we're good. Then you get to 3-on-3. So we've got lots of skill there. But then 3-on-3 is such a fragile situation. That sometimes your skill can work against you. And we were smart and methodical, and we haven't spent a great deal of time on it. We've just last year we did at a time when we weren't managing it well, and that's carried over this year with some of the things we talked about last season. Just managing the puck, being smart, not forcing the issue, checking and defending real well when it's that time, and we've gotten rewarded with it. But I don't know. We'll see what the future brings with that, because like I said, it's a fragile situation, because you're one bounce away. You can do everything perfect, and it could be the wrong bounce, and the game's over. So. We've been getting some good fortune there, but I think we've earned it too.
To build off Timo, historically he's scored at higher rates when Jack is out. Do you attribute that to just the added opportunity, or what are you seeing there?
It's hard to say. I think that's definitely a thing. Obviously, the more minutes you get, the more touches you get. Just the opportunity and the math of the whole situation, works out. I think that's a common theme with a lot of players. The more time you get, you kind of get in a rhythm. We're seeing it with Nemo right now as well. So that's definitely a thing. That's why it's a little more challenging in a lot of cases to play on a good team. It's easy to play on a team that's not good, and you just go over the boards and you're just rolling. You've got to fit in within the role and find different ways to contribute when it's not going your way or it's not your time. But then also when opportunity presents itself, as it inevitably will, be ready, and that's what we've seen from our guys. Thank you.
Sheldon Keefe, preceded by Timo Meier, discussing tonight's game, and I can understand a coach's perspective because overtime, like you said, a bounce, anything can happen. It's going the Devils' way. I think most coaches would rather win it in regulation, a little easier. But, a win is a win is a win, and now 15-7-1 are the New Jersey Devils. And, last two first periods, they've gotten out of the gate well.
Yeah, they have, Matty. You think Sheldon Keefe doesn't enjoy doing these post games more than when they lose, and that's the nature of the game. But the way they're winning, and we've said it before, it's character building wins in the playoffs. And I'm not; it's a long way off, but you don't have 3-on-3 in the playoffs, so you'd like to win, like you said, in regulation. But right now, overtime is about 3-on-3, and it's character builders. You saw Simon Nemec there; that smile. He was just loving it, and as a fan, you want to just watch to see how he developed. Matty, he is playing so smart. I just say, is it now absolutely him? Is he on a roll? You know how we say players get on a roll, but that guy is making every right decision. And then when you're making right decisions and it turns into goals or great defensive plays, that just sends you forward like nothing you can believe. And, good for him. After I love the fact he had a play in the minors last year, and he learned from it, and now he's showing it here in the NHL.
We left you on the highlight side with Timo Meier scoring the goal to make it 1-1. We'll hear from Jacob Markstrom in just a second. You did hear from Sheldon Keefe saying he liked the first period, but unfortunately the Devils were down 2-1 after one because Robert Thomas scored a power play goal at 14:37, and the Blues took the lead into the second period. But the Devils had their power play time at 7:03. Justin Falk called for a trip, and Nico Hischier continued to be hot. Devils keep it alive. Here's Meier. He's down the right wing wall. Timo looks around. Out high to Luke. Now far side to Jesper Pratt. Bottom of the circle. Back to Luke. Cross ice. Meier with a drive. Save the rebound. They score! A power play goal for Nico Hischier. And this game is tied at 2. Hischier now with 8 goals on the season. 3.98 in, 8 in his last 3 games. The goal comes at 8:49. Meier and Luke Hughes with the assists, and the Devils had tied it up at 2.
And still doing all the other good stuff, right, Matt? Defensively, he's the one, as Sheldon Keefe said, squashed off in overtime the Blues, who got the puck from Broberg. It shouldn't have been a pass, but then Nico Hischier says, I'm going to squash him off that puck. And that turnover, Matt, is huge in overtime. Whoever has the puck is got the control of the game, and Nico turned it over with that, and then he sets up the winning goal. Just terrific overtime for Nico.
And we will get to that moment, but we might not have gotten to that moment if not for that power play. The double minor called on the Devils at 2 minutes into the third period. Andre Palat, double minor for high sticking. The power play for St. Louis goes to work. Jimmy Snuggerud had the best opportunity. Make that plural, best opportunities, but Jacob Markstrom was there, and then Snuggerud did the rest. Here's Dvorsky, slides one in front. Oh, what a save on Snuggerud, and then he lifts the rebound high off the glass. Oh, he was open in front. He was, but there was Jacob Markstrom coming up with the big stop, one of many in that double minor penalty called on Andre Palat, and St. Louis doesn't score. And that takes some wind out of their sails. But the Devils couldn't find a way to win. Maybe, as Sheldon said, Chico, the Devils were trying to, and St. Louis just to get it to overtime and get the point.
And why wouldn't the Devils, right? Because what are they even doing? They've been winning. The Blues, I might have went for it because all they've been doing, no, they've been losing. But that's where it went to, and then it needed to be a big play by somebody, and you're going to describe who it is.
Well, it is the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. The young defenseman plays the hero's role. 2:15 to go in overtime. Here comes Nemitz across the line, slows down, drops it off. Nico Hischier in deep, skates behind the net. Thomas got a piece. Nico recovers, goes cross line, they score! Shimon Nemitz, backdoor baby, and the Devils win 3-2. Oh, what a beautiful sight that was as the Devils pick up the victory. That was the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. A lot of things happened there. Nico winning a battle behind the net. Nemitz coming backdoor. Cam Fowler looking around, as you described. Kind of got lost, but the Devils don't care. That's a nice W.
Well, it is, Matty, and in hockey you don't see the play forming as much as you did there. Say in football, the guy's wide open. He's wide open. Get him the ball. But here, you see Simon Nemitz over there by himself, and you're thinking, oh, if Nico gets him the puck, he's hammering this home. And he did. So the anticipation, you might have heard me scream, because I could see he was all alone. And the other good thing is, Matty, he didn't miss a net. And I know he's going to at times, but recently he knows where that 4x6 opening is, and he's putting the biscuit in there.
Shimon Nemitz now 5 goals on the season. The game-winning goal gives the Devils the 3-2 victory. But as we mentioned, it wouldn't have happened without that penalty kill, and the best penalty killer is your goalie. And Jacob Markstrom spoke about this and more after the game.
Marky, you and your penalty killers came up huge in terms of, momentum swings that could have happened in this game in their favor. You talk about the one when Lamico's in the box, and then obviously that Pally 4 minutes there. You guys came up huge.
Yeah, obviously, we needed to get one back after the one they got in the first there, and once again, it's a battle out there, and the character our guys show, and the amount of blocked shots, and it comes from everyone. So it's it's a pleasure to be out there and just battle with the guys.
What is it like playing against a team like St. Louis, where you, as a team, just get so very little, and you have to be that sharp? Yeah,
I mean they have a skill group, and they got a really tight system that they follow to a T, and they're good players over there. Like any other team in this league now, it's a tight league, and we have a lot of OT games already, and it's huge for us. And once again, it's Nemo gets a goal, but I feel like Nico, throughout this whole season and all of last year, he puts his team on his back, and he's the hardest working guy every day. And it might not show on the goal sheet, but everyone in this room sees it. So I want to give him some extra credit today.
You've done a chance to put together a couple of back-to-back pretty solid performances. Just how are you feeling out on the ice now that you're getting some consistent starts?
No, it feels good. It's a lot easier when we play a really good system game and blocking a lot of shots, and it's nice to get a play. It was a rocky start with injuries and all that, and those happens, and you just try to find a way. And it's with the Olympic break, it's not a lot of practice time, so we haven't had many practices at all. So when you're injured and try to find your game and feel good and get back healthy, it's it's a little tougher. You almost got to do it during games, which is it's a tough league.
Speaking of doing it during games, you guys played well in the first, down 2-1. Obviously, you stood tall, second and third. Just take us through how you felt you progressed through the game.
No, I felt good from the start. Obviously, they got it's fluky first goal, and then their power play. They got some good players in that locker room over there, and it was a nice shot. you just kind of have to move on, and you can't do anything about it after it goes in. So you got to move on, and our guys battled back. Our power play got a big goal as well, and it's a big team win again.
Mark, you have such a unique vantage point, particularly of the defensemen on this team, to see Nemo and the minutes that he's now eating up, the growth that he's making, and then obviously he's got this offensive side where he's scoring overtime goals. What are you seeing from him in terms of maybe your communication with him and how you guys work together?
No, it's good. He doesn't speak much English, but
come on.
He's doing great. It's I feel like with Pesh and Covey and Dougie was out for a bit, and it's guys are stepping out, and I think Whitey doesn't get enough credit too. He's playing really solid, and is playing with a guy like Dilly. His responsibility gets a little higher, but he takes him under his wing, and I think they're playing great. And like you said too, Nemo and Luke has been awesome, and they're producing, and it's huge, especially these tight games.
Jacob Markstrom, who picked up the win since coming back off the injury, no question his best start.
I agree with you, Matty. When you absolutely don't make a mistake, I mean, the first goal was a seeing eye goal. He didn't see it all the way. The other one, no chance. Really, the last two games, but especially tonight, there were a lot of chances that you just forget about until you go back and think, oh, that was a great chance. But he was so tight. His butterfly was down on the ice. Nothing was going underneath him. He played the puck. He would chase in the puck and wanted it and would move it up to the right people. No, Matty, he was at his very best tonight. And if you asked him, he'd probably say, oh, no, not really. But you know what he's like. But he was brilliant tonight.
And you can see his confidence growing. You got to have good health to play any sport, particularly to be a goaltender and moving back and forth and in and out. And he is showing signs that he's healthy, and that's a good sign, very good sign for the New Jersey Devils, who get ready for the Buffalo Sabres on the day after Thanksgiving. On Friday, it'll be an afternoon game. Our coverage begins at 3:50, and you'll be able to hear it right here on the Devils Hockey Network.